Okay, well, welcome back. This is part two of chapter 5.3. We're doing the exercises. We're in the exercise section. Okay, we're not going to do all of them. We did a couple in one. We did a couple of the problems because it's problems with, problem one has A, B, C, and D, and the same with two, and then three has A to H. So we did a couple problems in the last video, so now we're on four. And on four, we're going to do, I think, just the last two. We'll do 4D and 4E, okay? So let's go ahead and do those. So let's change the color, though. Let's see here. Let's change the color to... let's change it to red. I think this is red. Yeah, it's kind of red. We'll use that color. So we're on 4D. So 4D, okay? 4D, it says that we have 6x times 6x and y, 6xy, all right, minus y squared, okay? And it tells us that x equals 1 and 15/16, and y equals, what does y equal? Y equals 1/8, okay? So we're just going to plug these numbers into this formula here. So it's going to be 6, all right, times, and before I plug those in real quick, I'm going to change this one to an improper fraction. So 16 times 1 is 16 plus 5 is 21, so 21/16. All right, and then let's do this. Let's do this problem a little bit lower. So again, we'll come up here into 6, and then we're going to times that by 21 over 6, okay? And then we're going to times it by 1/8 afterwards, okay? And then we're going to minus it by 1/8 squared, okay? Hopefully you're following along. Okay, let's double check real quick this. 16 times, oh, see, I did that wrong. See, that's good double check. It's actually a 16 underneath there, and there's a 16 underneath here. All right, so now we're more correct here. Although, let's use a slightly, there we go, makes it so we can see it better. All right, so it's 21 over 16. So 16 times 1 is 16, plus 5 is 21, so 21/16. All right, so now what we can do, according to rules of, the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, which is order of operation, right? We need to do parentheses if we can first, and then we need to do exponents next. So here's the exponent. So this turns into 1 squared divided by 8 squared, which is really, let's use a different color. This is really going to be 1 over 64, because 8 times 8 is 64, okay? And it's still negative because this negative is on the outside. And then we're going to times these straight across if we can. We're going to make some slight adjustments though before we do. We're going to see if we can't reduce some things. All right, so we know that 6, all right, times, what we can do here is we can change the 6 here, and we can change it to 6 over 1. Oops, let's use a different color there. All right, 6 can also be called 6 over 1. I did that because I want to make some cancellations, and also because some of you may have forgotten that when you have a whole number on the outside, you multiply it by its and you're multiplying by a fraction, you're going to multiply the whole number to the numerator only, not the denominator, okay? So anyway, this 6 can be rewritten as 2 times 3, and this 16 can be written as 2 times 8, which I like because that allows me to cancel out this 2 right here and this 2 right here. So then what we have on top is a 3, a 21, and a 1, and what we have on bottom is 8 and another 8 right there because we're multiplying these. So let's rewrite this. Let's use some different colors here. Let's rewrite this as 3 times 21 over 8 times 8. All right, and then we're going to do minus, and this is going to be 1 over 64, okay? So what's 3 times 21? Well, 3 times 21 would be 60, I believe 63, but we can double check that by, let's see here. I don't really like this color. Let's try a different color. 1/64. There we go. All right, we're going to times these ones up above, and we're going to do that by long division. All right, 3 and 6. Yeah, I was right, 63. So let's rewrite that again. Let's make some more room. All right. So this is going to be 63 over 64. And we're going to minus from that. We're going to minus 1/64. All right, which, because they share the same denominator, we can do quite easily. And when we do that, we get, all right, we're going to rewrite it over here, and we're going to use a different color again. So 63 minus 1, and it turns into 62. Now again, we're able to do this because that 64 is on bottom, all right, on both of them, all right. And when we're adding or subtracting fractions, once we have the same denominator, in this case we do, we can add or subtract just the numerator. So it's 63 minus 1, which is 62, and then the 64 stays on bottom, so 64. Now what we want to ask ourselves is, can we reduce this further? Well, I believe we can. We're going to reduce this by dividing it by 2, okay? So let's divide this by 2, divide this by 2, and divide this by 2, and what do we get? Well, I'm going to just keep writing over here to the left, all right? And we're going to get a 31 on top. All right, 31 times 2 is 62, and 64 divided by 2 is going to be 32. Okay, so can we reduce it further? No, we cannot. This is as far as we can go, so we just circle it. So the answer for the 4D is 31 over 32, and we're done. So let's do 4E now. Okay, so here we go. 4E. Let's use a different color again. Let's go back to dark blue or midnight blue. And what we have is we have x to the third. All right, and then we have plus x squared. Okay, and then what we have is x equals 1 and 1/2. Okay, well, before we plug this 1 and 1/2 into these x's, let us change this to an improper fraction. So we change it into an improper fraction. It's 2 times 1 plus 1, so it's 3/2. So let's plug it in. So now this is 3 over 2, 3/2 to the third power, all right, plus 3/2 squared. All right, so now let us do the math here. Now, I made a video about the properties of exponents, and I said that if we have something that has the same base and we multiply them, then what we do is we would have, I'll show you. For example, say we had a to the third power times a to the second power. That would turn into a third power plus 2. All right, I'm pointing this out because some of you may think, well, these are the same base, so I can do this over here. No, you can't, because it's addition, not multiplication. Multiplication, you do this, but not with addition. So anyway, that probably wasn't needed. You may not have even tried to do that, but I just wanted to just double check to make sure that you didn't do that. So anyway, moving forward, it's going to be 3 cubed and 2 cubed. All right, so let's do that. 3 cubed is 27, and 2 cubed is 8. And then we're going to plus these, and we're going to have 9 over 4. Okay. Now we can't stop there because we need to add these now, and to add these we have to find a common denominator. Fortunately for us, this 8 is readily made for us. Okay. And so all we have to do is just times this by 2 to get to an 8, because 4 goes into 8 2 times. So let's times this. All right. Thankfully this 8 is ready made. And when we times this, we get 18 over 8. Okay. So then we just plus them afterwards. So let's plus them. 27. Well, let's rewrite it. 27 over 8 plus 18 over 8. Okay, so now we do 27 plus 18. Well, that is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, a 45. But just to double check, let's do it. 27 plus 18. This and this is 15. Carry the 1, yep, 45. So it's going to be 45 over 8. So let's just use this same color. So 45 over 8 is the answer. But we're not quite done yet, because we want to see if we can't make this into a mixed number, and we can. How many times does 8 go into 45? Well, it goes into 45 5 times. 8 times 5 is 40. And then if we subtract the 40 from the 5, we will have a remainder of 5. So it's going to be 5 and 5/8. So that's the answer. 5 and 5/8. Okay? Right there. And that's the answer. So that was for D and for E. I think we're going to pause the video again, and we'll do 5, 6, and 7 on the next video if we can, if we have time. And make probably another video after that. All right. Hope to see you in the next video.